The illusion of pursuit. Have you ever paused and truly asked yourself, what if the very quest for happiness, the relentless pursuit of more success, more possessions, more approval, is precisely what's keeping it perpetually out of reach? This isn't just a fleeting thought. It's a question that echoes in the quiet corners of many lives, a silent yearning beneath the surface of outward achievement. We are educated from an early age in the art of striving. Society constantly tells us to achieve, to compete, to ascend. From the moment we wake, our minds are barraged with messages urging us to improve our productivity, optimize our routines, enhance our appearance, and constantly become a better version of ourselves. We chase promotions, material luxuries, fleeting social media validation, and ephemeral moments of pleasure, convinced that each new acquisition, each new milestone, will finally deliver the elusive state of contentment, that permanent arrival we all dream of. Yet, despite all this striving, how often do you find yourself truly, deeply at peace? How often do you feel completely present, unburdened by the nagging echoes of yesterday's regrets or the gnawing anxieties of tomorrow's uncertainties? Have you ever had a moment of profound joy, only for your mind to immediately leap to, how can I keep this? Or, what if this ends? The impermanence itself can become a source of fresh worry. Perhaps you've achieved great success, built a thriving career, cultivated a rich and engaging social life. And yet, beneath the surface of all these accomplishments, there might be a persistent whisper, a subtle sense of unease, an unsettling feeling that something fundamental is still missing. A deep-seated emptiness that no external achievement, no matter how grand, seems truly able to fill. It's the paradox of our time. Unprecedented access to comforts and information, yet an epidemic of restlessness and disconnection. This isn't a critique of ambition, nor a dismissal of life's genuine joys and accomplishments. Far from it. This is an invitation to look deeper, to question the foundational assumptions that implicitly guide our modern existence. What if the profound peace, the lasting contentment we seek, isn't found in reaching a distant destination, but in embracing the sacredness of the journey itself? What if it's not about perpetually becoming someone different, but about consciously remembering, rediscovering, and honoring who you truly are, beneath the myriad layers of societal expectation, personal conditioning, and the ceaseless chatter of the ego? The tyranny of thought. Consider, for a moment, the relentless current of your thoughts. For many of us, our minds are less like a serene pond and more like a torrential river, a chaotic cacophony of internal dialogues. We're constantly planning, judging, replaying past conversations, dissecting future scenarios, and criticizing ourselves. We are often held captive by the past, reliving moments of regret, rehashing perceived failures, or longing nostalgically for what was, idealizing it far beyond its reality. If only I had done this differently, we lament, looping through what-ifs. If only that relationship hadn't ended, my life would be perfect. This constant dwelling creates a heavy anchor, tethering us to what is no longer, sapping our energy and attention from the vibrancy of the now. Simultaneously, we are pulled forward by the irresistible, often tyrannical magnet of the future. What if I fail this presentation? Will I be accepted by my peers? What catastrophic events might tomorrow bring? This incessant future-gazing, though often disguised as prudent planning or responsible foresight, frequently devolves into a fertile ground for anxiety, worry, and paralyzing fear. We project worst-case scenarios, worry incessantly about outcomes largely beyond our immediate control, and In doing so, we unwittingly forfeit the only moment we truly possess, the present. Our focus on what's next means we miss what is. This isn't merely an abstract intellectual exercise. It's a palpable, lived experience of suffering. The suffering born from a mind that stubbornly refuses to settle, a mind that constantly seeks to escape, control, or fundamentally change what is, rather than to simply be with it. You might find yourself perpetually distracted, compulsively checking your phone, scrolling endlessly through social media feeds, or seeking constant external validation or stimulation. Anything to quiet the internal noise, only for it to return, often louder and more insistent, the moment the distraction fades. It's a subtle yet profound suffering, often unacknowledged and misunderstood, precisely because it feels so normal. But what if this normal is actually the primary obstacle preventing you from living a life saturated with true presence, genuine joy, profound meaning, and authentic connection? The radical act of presence. Now, here's where we introduce a perspective that might fundamentally shift your understanding of inner peace. Many people, deeply entrenched in conventional wisdom, believe that finding true contentment means escaping reality, transcending worldly concerns, or achieving a constant, uninterrupted state of blissful euphoria. They might imagine mindfulness as a spiritual retreat from the messiness of life, a serene, impenetrable bubble where no problems exist, no uncomfortable emotions arise, and no challenges ever present themselves. But this widely held belief couldn't be further from the profound, transformative truth. The deep and profound practice of mindfulness isn't about escaping reality. It is, in its very essence, about radically embracing it, all of it. It's not about forcefully silencing your thoughts, which is often an impossible and frustrating task, but about fundamentally changing your relationship with them. It's not about eradicating difficult emotions, sadness, anger, fear, but about learning to hold them with profound compassion, gentle curiosity, and a deepening sense of understanding. It's about recognizing that these emotions, too, are part of the rich tapestry of being human. Think of it this way: your mind, with all its thoughts, feelings, and sensations, is like the expansive sky, and your thoughts and emotions are merely the transient clouds, sometimes dark and stormy, sometimes bright and fleeting, passing through. You, at your core, are not the clouds. You are the vast, boundless, and unchanging open sky itself. Mindfulness teaches you to consciously step back from identifying solely with the fleeting, often turbulent, weather patterns of your mind, and to consciously reconnect with the boundless expanse of your true nature, that inherent awareness that observes all. This subtle yet profound shift in perspective is nothing short of revolutionary. Instead of constantly trying to fix, control, or dramatically change your internal landscape, you learn the art of observing it without judgment, without needing to label it good or bad. You learn to witness the rise and fall of thoughts, the ebb and flow of emotions, recognizing them as transient phenomena, as temporary visitors, not as defining truths about who you are. This conscious observation is a profound act of self-acceptance, a quiet yet powerful declaration that you are whole and complete, perfectly acceptable, even amidst the most intense internal chaos. It's a subtle but immensely powerful rebellion against the ingrained societal pressure to constantly do more, achieve more, become more. Mindfulness gently invites you into the profound, often overlooked, state of simply being. It's about showing up fully for your life, for each unfolding moment, with an open heart, a curious mind, and an attitude of non-judgmental acceptance. It's about cultivating an inner sanctuary, a portable wellspring of calm that travels with you. No matter where life takes you, no matter what external challenges you face, this isn't a passive surrender to fate. It's an active, courageous, and deeply empowering engagement with life exactly as it is, moment by precious moment. So, if this radical embrace is the path, how do we begin this transformative journey? How do we actively cultivate this profound state of presence in our daily lives, moving beyond intellectual understanding to lived experience? The gateway, for most, often begins with the simplest, most fundamental, and always present anchor we possess: our breath. Your breath is an unwavering constant. It is always and irrevocably in the present moment. It is a faithful, rhythmic reminder of life itself, flowing through you, sustaining you. By gently directing your attention to the pure sensation of your breath, the subtle coolness of the air entering your nostrils, the gentle rise and fall of your chest or abdomen with each inhale and exhale, you provide your often wandering mind with a concrete, accessible focal point. When your mind inevitably drifts, as it is designed to do, to the past, the future, or some distracting thought, you simply and kindly, without self-reproach, guide it back to the breath. This isn't about rigid control, forcing your mind into submission. It's about gentle redirection, a compassionate practice in patience, persistence, and profound self-compassion.